So in the last video, I probably had the biggest win of this project so far. I finally got this engine running. After weeks of chasing electrical faults and misfires, it finally runs smoothly. But then I found something. After finally getting this car mechanically sound with an engine swap, I noticed some real structural problems. The amount of rust on this left rear sill was beyond belief. And if you remember, I bought this second 350Z as the shell on my first one was a bit too far gone. And now I really don't know what I'm gonna do. I thought I was finally making some headway with this car, but when I was jacking up the car, I did notice that there was quite a bit of rust around this sill. And then the more I looked, the worse it was getting. So I do know that these cars are prone to rust, particularly around the arches, but I was not expecting it to be this bad. So we do have a little bit of bubbling here, 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 and here. So obviously I did see the rust around the arches when I bought the car, so I was aware of that, and I thought, okay, that might be relatively simple to fix. But in the sills, it's a lot worse than I expected, and I don't really know what I'm gonna do. So I guess the biggest question is whether this shell is actually even worth saving, but I think it still is. Now, I have a couple of options. I could pay someone to do it, or I could likely spend a lot more time, probably a lot more money, and definitely have it not look as good, and try and do it myself. I think I'm gonna do that. Now, another idea I had is whether I could actually use the donor silver shell and take the parts that I need. But I have noticed that there has been some damage to this area, and honestly, it's looking a bit rusty as well, although it definitely looks a bit better. So that might be an option. So I think before cutting any more out of this, I've only hacked at it with a screwdriver. I'll definitely have to cut some pieces out just to make sure I get back to good metal. Let me jack up the silver car and see what the state of the sill is on there. If we could use that as a template, or if it's good enough, even just take the whole area that I need and implant it into there. There we go, one side skirt off. It's not too bad, there's a little bit of a crack on this one. Let's take a look underneath. It's not in perfect condition, but I think it's definitely a lot better than the other car. All of this area here completely disintegrated. There is rust, but hopefully there is still some solid metal underneath. Or if not, you know, this is a much smaller area to repair. I see the pinch welds, a bit bent, but they're still intact. My other worry with the other car, so this is a kidney brace. Oh, get out of the way. So this right here, this is a kidney brace which attaches to the rear subframe. And then this kidney brace actually connects into the sill. So it provides a little bit of, I think, reinforcement stability for the suspension or for the drivability of the car. And the rust on the other car had completely degraded where the kidney brace actually mounts to. So I would have had to try to fabricate something for that kidney brace to sit in. So I think before we make any decisions, I think we just need to inspect a little bit more. This is looking a bit more promising. I think it would be better to see if I can just cut the pieces out that I need and just figure out how to weld and then weld it into the other car. Let's just get a bit more access so we can keep assessing, and fingers crossed, hopefully this will do the trick. So I think this is the exact reason why these sills get so rusty. I mean, look at all this. I've just removed the side skirt. Years of damp, dirt, and grime. No wonder these things disintegrate. Let's give it a good cleanup and see what we're left with. Honestly, just everything just traps dirt. I mean, this rear W brace, this is a goner. There's no saving this. But I think we possibly might need to remove it, and possibly the kidney brace to be able to cut everything else out. Let's just keep dismantling and see what we're dealing with. This whole journey has been a massive learning curve, and honestly, it's about to get so much bigger. I really don't know what I got myself into or how I even ended up here, but let's just keep pushing. So now I'm just trying to remove the two bolts that are holding up the kidney brace to get a better look. Wow, look at that. How rusty is that? I'm surprised it didn't snap. It was a very big bolt. Okay, let's get the other one out. Beautiful. So I think that's a really good sign that at least the rust on this car is not so severe. It's just a little bit of surface rust, and obviously there's a bit of damage on this corner right here. But I think the best way is just to cut out the airs of this and then put it onto the orange car. But the big question is, how much do I need to cut? So I think we need to expose as much rust as we can on the orange car, and then just to gauge exactly how much I need to take from this one. So I guess there's no going back now that I got the angle grinder out. I'm really not sure how far the rust extends. I'm just hoping it hasn't gone so deep that it's damaged the monocoque of the car, because if that's the case, then I would be really stuck. But to be honest, for a 25-year-old legend, I'm really hoping I can fix this. But let me know what you guys think. Just drop a comment down below. Have I completely lost my mind? Even though I've committed to gutting this car, this is still just the easy part. Fixing it is going to be the real issue. I've never even picked up a welder, let alone tackled something like this. I just hope that I can learn how to weld quickly, because like you, I just can't wait to get this beast back on the road. So there is a weld. I think this is some kind of supporting bracket that's under there, so that bracket is very rusty anyway. Just see if I can wiggle this out somehow. There we go. Okay, yeah, this is very rusty. So unfortunately, I still had a lot more to cut out of the car to try and get it sound. Then I hit it with a wire brush, and then this is what I was left with. So now that I've cut most of what I can, at least from the orange shell, the next thing is to try and fix it. And to do that, I need to learn how to weld, because clearly I don't know how to do that, and I've never done it before. So I picked myself up a static arc MIG welder. I think in the future this can be converted to gas welding as well, but I thought this would be a good place to start. I think this was called flux core. And I also grabbed myself a couple of practice metal sheets, so I thought I should figure out how to actually weld before even touching the car, because I don't want to make things worse. I've had to cut out a lot more than I thought, but time to learn how to weld. Let's get to it. This is one of the things I love most about working on cars, is trying to learn new skills. I'm far from a professional, just a bloke willing to give things a go and learn from his mistakes. And trust me, there have been many. So once I connected all the wires to the welder, just need to feed the wire through, and this bad boy should be ready to rock and roll. Okay. First passes a couple of issues. One, I'm not even sure my mask is working properly. This is the thing that I got, and I'm not really sure about the settings. I'm pretty sure I've dialed it in. I've just put it onto the sort of maximum. Maximum shade. Oh gosh, I can't even see. But that's a bit of an issue because I don't think it's darkening very well. So I can definitely see some spots. So we need to deal with that, number one. Number two, the actual welds, well, can you say them? Can you say they're welds? I don't think so. Oh gosh, it's just like a splatter painting. So I need to figure out the settings, because this is not it. It's a good thing I'm doing. I mean, this is the whole point of doing some practicing. I would have been a bit surprised, not very surprised, but a bit surprised if the first go I was making beautiful welds. So let me figure some stuff out and we'll try again. Okay, I've adjusted the settings on the helmet, so it should definitely work now. Just gonna play around with the welder a bit more. I think I might just start by making some dots. See if I can manage that. Let's give it a go. It's definitely nowhere near perfect, but I'm making a little, definitely better. These little dots compared to like what I was doing initially. I mean, that's just a mess. It's definitely looking better, and I need to be mindful because I've burnt through the table. I know it's not ideal that it's wood, but it's all right. And I think these dots are actually looking a lot better than back there. So making progress, still just need to fine tune a few things, and then I'm gonna start practicing, I guess, doing like different butt welds and lap joints and I don't know, a few other little bits before I even get close to touching that car, because I got a long way to go, but I'll just keep trying. They say practice makes perfect, so I just kept practicing, and it's definitely not perfect, but I think I'm making a little bit of progress. So if there's any welders out there, please share some tips, because I definitely need it. So I've been practicing with flux core welding, and let me show you what I've done so far. It's definitely not the best. So it's just a complete mess. So this is where I started, and clearly very burned, lots of splatter. See, I've been trying to dial in the adjustments and the settings on this, but it's just not looking great. It does look a little bit better, at least with the little dots. I've Also forgot to kind of scrape them off. I think I was doing a little bit better here, and I tried some beads. It's definitely not looking the best. So I thought, let me scrap the flux core welding because I think gas welding is a lot easier. So I picked up a canister of argon and CO2. So I've just connected everything up. Let's give it a whack and see if it's any better. So I definitely want to dial this in a bit before I even get close to touching the cars. But I got a long way to go. Let's see if this is any easier. So I've been practicing with flux core welding. So with flux core, the wire has flux inside it, which creates the shielding it needs as you weld, so you don't need a separate gas bottle. It does make it really convenient, especially if you're welding outside, but it also produces quite a lot of spatter and slag, and I was finding it pretty difficult to get decent welds. So gas MIG is slightly different. It uses a solid wire with a separate shielding gas flowing through the torch to protect the weld from the atmosphere. You generally get a much cleaner weld with much less spatter, but more importantly for this, you can get much better control on thin car metal. So I switched over to gas MIG, got some scrap metal out and started laying down a few beads to get a feel for it. Let me know what you guys think. Now look you guys, I'm by no means a welder. That's a lot better, lot better than whatever was going on here. I mean these actually look like welds. So I think I still have to fine tune the settings. Then I'm gonna start cutting some pieces of metal and trying to weld them together. Because I guess that's the true test really, if it sticks. So fingers crossed. So I kept laying down a few more beads and I think I was starting to get the hang of it. I think it's definitely looking a lot better than what it was before. Well, I think I'm definitely getting better. It's by far not perfect, but it's a lot better than what it was. So I think gas was definitely the way to go. So I think next up, let's start joining some pieces of metal together for practice. And then we'll crack on and try this on the car. So here goes nothing. My very first attempt at welding two pieces of metal together. Okay, let's take a look. Definitely burnt the table a bit, but ayo. Still definitely not the prettiest, but we're not in a fashion contest. The question is, does it hold? And it holds, but it's, yeah, I mean, take a look. Be kind, be kind. I mean, it feels strong. So I think in the corner, there wasn't enough wire coming out. So I was welding pretty much the top plate, not in between the two of them. In the middle, it got a little bit better. And then I think I panicked towards the end. I guess the true test of the weld, does it withstand the hammer test? So I'm gonna go with yes. It's definitely not gonna win any fashion shows, but it holds two pieces of metal together, and that's the point. I'm just gonna practice a bit more, and then I think for the inner parts of the sill, I'm gonna try and fabricate something. And then for the outer parts of the sill, so this area here, I'm going to cut the same sections off of this car, obviously try and fix whatever's happened over here, and then put that onto the orange one. I felt like I should do a bit of a better job cleaning up the leftover rust on the orange shell before trying to coat every little nook and cranny with some rust converter, just to try and limit the rust from spreading any further. Now I know it's not looking perfect, but I do think it looks a bit better than how I found it. Then I jump back to the silver car and start drilling out all the spot weld just so I can try and remove the metal layer by layer, and I guess there's no turning back now. There we go. First piece is out. The spot weld drill bits that I got are just not cutting the mustard. So I was hoping to remove this layer by layer, but there's like a billion spot welds and I've gone through 5 drill bits already and I've only managed to do like 6, maybe 7. So I think plan B, just cut out the whole section and then take it from there. So my plan A didn't work, but there's always room for plan B. So I just start hacking away and have to be so careful around this area because that's right next to the fuel tank and there's so many sparks flying. So I've hacked away quite a few sections, at least from the outer sill on the silver car. There's a little bit of rust towards the wheel arch. The condition of the metal is far, far better. These are all the sections here. So I have numbered them. So I remember which order they go in. They'll definitely need a bit of a cleanup. I think this is all surface rust. So we're making good progress.
So now, next thing is to remove the pinch weld and the arch lining as well. Right, so I finally managed to cut out as much as I think I need to on the silver shell. We've got all our bits here. So this was the brace that holds onto the kidney brace. Got part of the wheel arch, and then under here got quite a few bits of metal. Not all of it's usable. For example, this. I'm gonna try fabricate something like similar to this. Managed to cut quite a lot out, and I'm really pleased at the state of the silver car. The shell is in far better condition than what was on the orange one.
So once I got as much donor shell metal I thought I would need, it's back to the bench to start grinding it all back to good metal. So I'm really happy with the way that this thing cleaned up. The metal underneath is still in really good condition. So just need to do the exact same thing on all the other pieces. So let's cue the time lapse. This took me so much longer than I thought it would, but the finished product is all in the prep. And this is what it all looked like before and after. And what a difference a bit of grinding has done. So I've cleaned up all that metal as best as I can. It's not perfect, but it's definitely a lot better than what it was. And I think it should be enough to do the trick. So I'm gonna start welding on the car, but the very first thing I need to weld is actually to remove the W brace. So I stripped and rounded off a bolt holding the W brace in, so I need to get that removed before I even start welding. But I'm gonna weld a nut to it. So first things first, before I weld anything onto the car, I need to disconnect the battery so I don't fry the ECU, because I have enough problems as it is. So let's go and do that. So, negative terminal off, and for good measure, let's do the positive as well. So battery's disconnected, so let's get under the car and try to weld that nut onto that W brace so we can remove it. Okay, I think that should do. Let's just see if this even fits. Oh, come on. That was a fail. All right, you get another nut, try this again. And the big question, will this work? And the answer is no. Alright, let's try it again. Hopefully the third time's the charm, but this time decided to cut a bolt and weld it to the rounded nut instead. Okay, here goes nothing. On the right setting. Oh, it's looking good. Now this was looking really promising, but I just couldn't believe how stuck that bolt was. It's like it's crying trying to come out. Jeez. There we go. Finally out. And here's part of the reason why I wanted to get this thing out in the first place. It's got a massive hole in it, but at least it was upgraded. Alright, so I had a thought, given that I'm learning to weld, as to whether I should try and repair that brace as opposed to buying a new one. But let me know what you guys think, just drop a comment down below. Now I do have a bit more prep to do on the car before I can actually start welding, and I'm afraid that's all the time I got for this video. But make sure you stick around, because the next video I'm hoping to get all the welding done, and fingers crossed even take it for a first drive. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.